This is Marie from Underground Crafter. Grab that hook and let's get ready to crochet. Today I'm going to share how to crochet the lamb stitch. It's an extremely plush dimensional crochet stitch that is actually a lot easier to do than it looks, but the written instructions are a bit confusing because if you haven't crocheted this particular way before, it can be a little bit daunting. So I'm going to share a video tutorial. This is my pattern for the plush shag pillow, and that's kind of what it feels like, a little bit like a really nice shag rug. Thank you to Lion Brand and We Crochet for providing the materials used to make this tutorial. For this particular pattern, you can start with as many stitches as you'd like, and you want to have a row of double crochet to start. So on this little swatch I have 16 double crochets already worked. Usually at the end of a row we would turn our project, but for the lamb stitch you're always going to be working on the right side of your project, so you're not going to turn it at the end of the row. What you're going to do instead is you're going to start the pattern repeat by chaining 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now you're going to work into the front loop only of the previous stitch on the row before. So if we look at the top of our crochet project, we have a front loop and a back loop of each stitch. I would recommend putting the yarn so that it's on the outside. Okay, so if you're right-handed, you want it to be farthest to the right. If you're left-handed, you'll want the yarn to be farthest to the left. Now I'm going to insert my hook into the front loop of this stitch. So now I have 2 loops and I'm going to make a single crochet. And the reason I kept my yarn here is so that it doesn't get tangled up in this loop. So I'm going to yarn over and draw through 1 loop, and then yarn over and draw through 2 loops for a single crochet. So let's repeat that all the way across. So we're going to do 7 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to insert our hook into the front loop only of the next stitch on the row before, so the previous stitch, and do our single crochet. Now some people do the lamb stitch with a slip stitch instead of a single crochet, but I prefer the way the single crochet looks. And we're going to continue that all the way along. So each time we're going to put our hook into the front loop of the previous stitch from the row before and work our single crochet, and then 7 chains and then a single crochet in the front loop only of the previous stitch. Now I'm going to work this all the way across the row, and then I'm going to catch you by the last stitch because it's a little bit different than the rest. Now with the last 7 chains, you'll be going to the turning chain. So that's the first chain 3 you did at the beginning of the row to take the place of a double crochet. It doesn't really have a front or a back loop, so you're just going to insert your hook into the top of that 3rd chain, and you're going to single crochet there as well. Now that was how you do one way. Let's talk about how we work our way back. So we're going to chain 3, and this will count as our first double crochet. And then we're going to work in the back loops on the way across. So we're going to yarn over, put our hook into the back loop, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, and yarn over and draw through 2 loops. In other words, a double crochet. So we're going to work our way across, working a double crochet into each stitch in the back loop. And as we do that, we're kind of building a base for the next layer of our lamb stitch. Now let's say you don't want to make another layer of lamb stitch, you get to the end, I would recommend using a single crochet in the back loop instead of a double crochet at the end of the final row. That way you don't have a really tall edge against this shaggy texture. The single crochet will sort of fade into the texture of the project. It'll be a lot less visible, and I think that adds a nice clean look. So we're just going to keep doing our double crochets in the back loop all the way across. When you get to the end, it's a little bit confusing because you'll have a bunch of loops here, but you just want to only work into the final stitch. Okay, and if you're not sure, you can always count your stitches at the end of the row to make sure you have as many as you started with. So I hope that helps you in making the lamb stitch. So again, you're going to start with any number of stitches and double crochet across, and then you will chain 6, single crochet in the front loop only of the previous stitch from the row before, and you'll keep doing that all the way across. And then when you get to the end of the row, you'll just do another row of double crochet, but this time it'll be in the back loop only. And again, for folks who may be confused about where the loop positions are, if this is the top of your row, the front loop would be this one closest to you, and the back loop would be this one towards the back. And the reason why you're crocheting into one loop and not into both is because you want to give room for your return row. Hope this has been helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed your project. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching this video. Have a great day!